Hey y'all, it's Ali from Little Hill Homestead. Today I am bringing you let's start with this. One of the benefits of being a foodie and a YouTube content creator is that rando people, including your best friends and your sisters, think that you can figure out any recipe, which is awesome. But it's not always the case. But today it is the case. So my best friend, her name is Ali. I know we're Ali and Ali. Reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to make almond milk. It's not working. Help me." So I was like, I will take any challenge. And so I'm going to take this one. So, we like to make it so you don't have to purchase store made items. And so we're going to show you today how to make your own almond milk. Allie's only request is that you use almond butter to make it. She wasn't wanting to add too many gums to it, some of the thickeners, but I found that doing this recipe a handful of times, you have to get a really good like store consistency. So we will be using some thickeners in it. They will work in oat milk as well to get that creamy texture of oat milk that you get from the grocery store. Let me tell you about my BFF Allie. I'll make this really quick. So my best friend Allie is a twin. I was actually friends with her sister. We went to preschool together. And then over the years, I just kind of gravitated to be more friends with Allie, not her sister. I was still friends with her sister. But Allie and I have been BFFs for probably 40 years. I'm not even kidding. Allie lives in California, and I think she still lives on the same street. She does live on the same street that we grew up on. But she's really tall, and I am not. So she was always big Allie, and I was always little Allie. And that's just how our families kind of knew us. But Allie was dating this dude all through high school named Chris. And Chris invited me with Allie, because we were pretty much inseparable, to go to this party. And who was at this party? My husband. And so Chris grew up with my husband, Shawn. They were best friends. So Allie and I ended up marrying best friends. So there's our quick little story. But let's get on to the almond milk. Are you guys ready? So I have a blender. I have 2 cups of just water. This is where we're starting. 2 cups of water. I didn't have almond butter in my arsenal. I used it up. So I went to Aldi and I got some creamy almond butter. It's just an organic. Is it organic? No, it's just a non-GMO. It's not organic. Simple Nature creamy almond butter. So you need 1 tablespoon of that in your So what I don't love about almond butter is it's oily. 1 tablespoon of that going into your water. Blop. To that, thank goodness I remembered a towel this time, you guys. To that, we are going to add a couple things. This is one of the things she did not want to add, but I was able to get this for $6 at Walmart. It's xanthan gum. It's great for thickening. If you look at most almond milks, this is what they use along with one other thing to thicken. So you're using a 1/4 teaspoon of this. This bag is going to last you many, many containers of almond milk. Like I said, you can use the same ones in oat milk too. The other thing, I had this on hand because I use it in my baking when I use fresh milled flour. Fresh grain, wheat berries, is sunflower. How do you even say that? Lecithin. It's another thickening agent. It's another 1/4 teaspoon of that. So it's really not much in the amount of thickening stuff that we're adding, but it's just enough to give it that, what I'm talking about when you drink almond milk, oat milk, any of those different milks that we have now, and it feels good in your mouth. Does that make sense? Where if you make your own, it just tastes like you're drinking milky water. So just a pinch of salt going in. And then I like to add just a touch of sweetener to this. My almond butter had no sweetener already in it. So I am doing just a little bit of maple syrup. I literally just a splash. If you want to use coconut sugar, regular sugar, if you want to use stevia, whatever you want to use a sweetener, it's 1/4 teaspoon. That's it, you guys. We're going to pop the lid on here, and I'm going to let... All right, y'all. That's it. We are done. It's been 1 minute, and what I want to show you, normally I would pour this into some kind of container. I love mason jars, so I would pour it into some kind of container, like a really, really cold. And then what I found is that if you give it a really good shake before you use it, it's perfect. when it comes out of the blender, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a little foamy from the blending, but can you see the consistency? It's hard to tell. It just looks like water probably, but it's nice and thick, more so like a non-milk milk. But this got warm, this blender, because it spins so fast, it heats things up. But it makes a nice, thick, really good and creamy almond milk. It feels good on the palate. I like to add either just a touch of vanilla to mine. You can do that. A splash more sweetener if you want to do that. But this is just the perfect one if you're going to put it over like Cheerios. I don't know why that was my first choice. If you're going to put it over something, it's not going to feel like you're eating cereal with water on it. Though the gum and the sunflower stuff act as just a little bit of thickener to make a nice milk product. So that is my recipe. Like I said, I'm going to send these things to my BFF and let her try it. So I'm waiting to hear back on what she says about it. But if you are a fan of almond milk, how much did that cost us? I should have done some math. It wasn't very expensive because like this was $6. I already had this stuff. By the way, you can get this different places. I found this brand, it's Now brand, on Amazon. This big old tub, this is a pound of it, was much cheaper than buying it even through Azure. And then my almond butter, I just got at Aldi because it was the cheapest as well. So yeah, anyway. It's good. And like coat your mouth nicely. That's all it is. Anyways, there's your homemade almond milk recipe. Thanks to my BFF Ali for asking for me to figure that one out. I am going to mess with it and also see if I do an almond milk already, but it's not as creamy as I would like. So I'm going to see if I can do the same thing with almond milk and make that for you guys. But there's your quick little 1-minute almond milk. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and see what else we've got in store for you. All right. Thanks, guys.